What's up, everybody, and welcome to my NXT New Year's Evil review. Ooh, there's a lot of New Year's Evil going on right now. You know, I could sit here and talk about Stephanie McMahon resigning from her position as CEO, chairwoman, and whatnot. Well, this is the second time, let's remember, because she really was gone before. The only reason why she came back was because of the whole Vince situation, and Vince being, unanimously voted back as the chairman, I believe now at this point, as by the board of directors. So, yeah, Vince is on his way back into control, folks. He is on his way back in back to control. So yes, he is unanimously elected as the executive chairman of the board. Had to make sure I read that right. But yeah, Vince is most likely back in the saddle. It looks like his plan is coming together seamlessly, I think. I'm not really sure, but hey, time will tell. But yeah, the guy is getting his power back nowadays. But we'll save that for a separate video to talk about more and more, because that was some news out of nowhere now, with Stephanie stepping down and Vince back in charge again. We already knew he'd been back on the board since Friday, but it looks like day by day, more and more things seem to change, it looks like. So, comes like that. Never know when it's going to happen. But New Year's Evil, though, this show. Um, we kicked it off with Tony D'Angelo versus Dijak, Hard Justice Dijak, they call him now. I don't know if this guy's putting on too much spray tan, but you look at Tony D'Angelo's shirt. He had like this big brown, like yellow stuff on him, which came from Dijak, which I think was, you know, spray tan. I think the ending was kind of odd though. Then again, this match was between two heels. Let's remember that. But would end up with Stacks, what was he like, handcuffed, I believe, and then he kept getting in the ring saying, "I'll take a bullet for Tony. You're my boss. I'm doing anything for you." And then Tony says, he pushed him. So I'm not your boss. I'm family. And then when Tony threw him out of the way, he ended up getting taken down by Dijak with his finisher, the big boot. And Dijak won. I don't know if they're trying to turn Tony face or Stacks face, or Tony's going to turn on Stacks for stepping in the way. I'm not really sure, but this was a feud between two heels, one that just got a new gimmick and one that just came off of injury. So, kind of interesting thing they had right there. Next, the Creed brothers came out for that match against Sanga and Veer, but Sanga was only there saying Veer's not here this week, and the Creed brothers wanted him to get in the ring. But next thing you know, Jinder Mahal showed up then. Jinder Mahal came out of nowhere and attacked the Creed brothers from behind with Sanga. They ended up beating them up, which I was very surprised to see Jinder back here. Then again, they could have Veer and Jinder back together because they were kind of a team at one point. Might as well add Shanky. But yeah, Jinder, it's not like the guy's really doing anything on the main roster right now. So he's been in NXT before. Let's back at the first episode, I believe. So he's been on NXT been back here a couple times. I don't know if this will, maybe it'll help him on NXT. Maybe this can go well. I'd rather just have Veer and Sanga on their own and not add Jinder to it. I don't know why Veer wasn't there. Maybe he's injured. Maybe this has to do with, Adam with booking. I don't know. But yeah, they just brought in Jinder all of a sudden to NXT. So they're putting him with Sanga now, which as they're walking the back, Valencia Faraz saying, what's up with this new Sanga? Sanga said he had to be for his brothers. Elektra Lopez told Faraz, said, you need to go fight for yourself right now. Pretty Deadly came out, talk about this gauntlet match they were about to be in. As the first people they brought out was the Rockers. These guys basically not Sean and Marty, but Jimmy and Brian, their names were, as they were beaten in seconds. Next thing you know, New Day came out saying, we're going to give you some real tag teams, which they went against Idris Enofe and Malik Blade. Enofe wearing like a do-rag and a big Under Armour shirt, which apparently he may be wearing that because then he get like a big tattoo of WWE on his chest, and now he's already regretted it. So is that why he's wearing this shirt? Because I did hear about that. Why would he even get that big tattoo of WWE on his chest? I have no clue why he did that, and doesn't make a lot of sense. But I see he's already regretted it. Pretty Deadly won from there, beating Enofe and Blade. Knew they announced Briggs and Jensen to come out, but since they didn't show up, it ended up being Gallus. I was actually surprised to see Gallus, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang coming out there, making pretty quick work of Pretty Deadly, and then looking at the New Day for those tag team titles. Good to see Gallus back. I know the last time they were here, they did take a multiple kind of L's, especially going to the whole Worlds Collide thing many months ago. But now that they're back, let's see what's going to happen with Gallus now that they're back in NXT now. Julius Creed was talking to Ivy now, talking about he's wanted to get his hands on Jinder tonight. When he wants a piece of him after what they did to his brother. Um, right after that, they went to the diner where Apollo Crews hang out. I guess Carmelo Hayes talked about him now. He could be the one to be the champion. In his vision, Trick Williams wearing a lucha mask, saying, take that thing off. You look stupid. But Trick said, I'm trying to see how Axiom sees through this mask and everything. And talk about it, they're going to take down Crews and Axiom next week. This big New Year countdown thing happened, which ended up being Tiffany Straton, which I wasn't surprised at. I know Tiffany Straton been out for a minute now. Apparently, I think she had a boob job months ago. That's why she wasn't really on TV, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so yeah, she hadn't been on TV in a while, but she said she's back, and that people, I guess, the people miss her. That the locker room's biggest star is back now, or something like that. Just she's NXT's biggest star, and she's picked up this business quicker than anyone. She's been on the shelf for 5 months, and nobody can come to her skill or style. And at the center of the universe is back. So we'll see what happens with Tiffany Stratton in her return now. Braun Breaker went against Grayson Waller for the NXT Championship, which I already knew was kind of strange that it just happened in the second hour of the show and not the main event. Now it got to a point where the second turnbuckle broke off and the ring kept falling apart as the match did continue as the crew tried to break it and everything. Well, not break it, but the crew tried to fix it. And as they kept trying to fix it, it just kept coming apart. And then, I guess Waller's going to go for something. I guess his big top rope elbow, but he ended up falling out of the ring, and Braun Breaker won by count out. So obviously they want to go into Vengeance Day with this, because I actually thought it would be the main event for New Year's Evil, but they just decided to go with this now, which obviously something's going to happen in the end. So think about that for a second, since Shawn Michaels did say he would have a big announcement. Axiom continues to make more bad face, talk about his face, even though you can't see his face. But Cruz says we got to prepare for next week. Hank Walker went against Charlie Dempsey. I know Drew Gulak was out there watching. Hank trying to learn everything, even doing submission holds out there against Dempsey. But Dempsey ended up, what do you do, like choke out Walker and have him tap out as Gulak looked on. So I think Gulak will be turning on Walker soon enough. Next, what was next? Tyler Bate coming back to NXT pretty soon, next week. Scripts, promos, don't care. Jinder went against Julius Creed. Okay match, I'll say that. Jinder ended up getting the win, especially now he's got Sangha with him. So, especially after Julius missed that big shooting star press. We got Jinder to end up hitting the Colossus for the win. So we'll see what's going to happen there. Somebody from NXT, Stevie Turner, which now her gimmick. I didn't watch NXT UK that much, so I don't really know who she is. I know her gimmick, like she was being a Twitch streamer or something, which is kind of odd because then they banned Twitch from like a couple years ago. Now they brought Twitch back, so think about that for a second. What was in the main event? I guess the main event was the Battle Royale, the 20-woman Battle Royale, which Lyra Valkyria ended up eliminating Cora Jade in seconds. There was a lot going on in this match of who got eliminated and whatnot. Tried to follow all the eliminations. Saw Ruka doing the whole Kofi Kingston handstand, saving herself to get in the ring. Wendy Chu using her pillow, but Lopez ended up pulling the pillow away. When it kind of got to the final four with Gigi, JC, Alba Fire, and Lyra, one thing to add on was that Cora Jade kept trying to come back to eliminate Valkyria several times, basically like Taka Michinoku in the 2000 Rumble, just to get eliminated again. But Alba ended up taking out Soul. No, she took out Soul. That was beforehand. But Lyra took down Fire, but then Cora Jade ran out there. Lyra saved herself again, but you end up with Gigi and JC pushing her out. But when it came to the final two, Toxic Attraction celebrated, but then they looked at each other, had to start attacking each other then. And then when they both got knocked out of the ring, the referees basically looked at the monitor from different angles, and both of them won. So I'm sure it'll be a triple threat now between Toxic Attraction and Roxy for the NXT Women's title since they can't come to one. Well, and Toxic Attraction probably breaking up soon. I don't know where they're gonna go without Mandy. Shit, Mandy's making $1 million on fan time nowadays, so it's not like she doesn't need the WWE anymore. But I had to kill that gnat. But it's not like she needs the WWE anymore because she's making a lot of money out here right now. So I'm sure this triple threat match will be at NXT Vengeance Day. But other than that, New Year's Eve was okay. Not a bad show. I was surprised to see Gender on here. Toxic Attraction being the new #1 contenders for the NXT Women's title, not tag titles. Oh, and one more thing. I guess we could get to the end of the show. When Shawn Michaels showing up at the end of the show, talking to Breakker and Waller, saying it will be a steel cage match at Vengeance Day. I don't know why I just call it Vengeance still. But at Vengeance, it'll be a steel cage match for the title as Breakker and Waller started arguing with each other before the show stopped. But yeah, we now know what's going to go on with that. But other than that, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys then. Peace out. Comment, subscribe.